you had a deal, okay? The deal was you pull up them grades. I talked to Coach about you playing soccer. How we doing with that?
Good.
I says, and you are a board member, and a part of your responsibilities as a board member is to ensure that we have adequate funding to do the job that we're doing here in Hoke County School District. Am I correct? And she says, yes. So I just basically told her what I thought her duties were. We'll see you, okay?
Bye.
You too, babe. Love you guys. Bye. See ya. When I came to this campus, I had 65 students that was assigned to me. 40-something of them, they had failed 75% of their first semester. The dropout rate was not looking good, and it wasn't just us, it was across the state. It was indicative of economics. And so I, with the help of some others, handpicked teachers who I thought would be able to really meet the needs of the students. Of course, they met with the family, learned some things about that family, and these kids really felt like they were just thrown away. So the whole idea was to get them to understand that we were here for them. And I'm happy to say that 65, all but 3 of those walked across the stage. My very first graduate, Corey, he had withdrawal issues. His mother was a substance abuser, in and out of lockup from time to time. He didn't talk to many people, but we connected. And it got to the point where he wouldn't talk to anybody but me. And he says, you think I'm gifted? I says, I know you are. I just encouraged him, just pushed him. His mama saw that we were putting into her son. She got herself together, and she runs the Tia Heart Recovery Program. So you talking about success, and we talk about resilience. This is what I'm saying. It's a picture of myself, Corey, his mom, his mentor, and his tutor, and me and Miss Ford, his graduation. And that was epic for me. That was landmark for me. So don't tell me you can't find the money, because if something is working, why wouldn't we get the money? Why can't we get the money? So when a kids start backpedaling, then you're gonna say that the teachers, the administration is not doing their job. Well, they don't have the resources.
Small towns are the backbone, really, of North Carolina. And this is how we are in terms of who we are as a people. I'm from Hoke County, born and raised in Hoke County. Walk these school grounds, love Hoke County to death, love it. I'm vested in Hoke County. And for Hoke County to be a part of something so amazing, so historic. I'm not talking about a case that took place in New York or California. I'm talking about something that took place right here in Hoke County. Hoke County is a loving community. It's a community that works together. We have relationships where people really got the same mindset, and they want to put our kids first.
We know each other. It seems like everybody, and I'm not just talking about, African-American people. I am talking about Caucasians, Native Americans, the Hispanic population.
My goal was to come back home and give what I learned to my home community. I could have stayed easily in Durham, North Carolina, where I was residing at the time, but I chose to come back home because I wanted to give back to my community. We're doing great things in Hoke County. We got great people, we got great teachers, we got great staff. We just need the resources so that we could take our kids to the next level.
Our tax base is low. You got 20% of our kids ages 5 to 17 living in poverty. When COVID hit us, I rode the buses. And some days my heart broke because we rode into the neighborhoods where we had to call to the child and say, can you meet us at the edge of the road? Why? Because of the conditions of the roads in which they lived on, the bus couldn't get down there. And if there was a rain, then there was just big holes and potholes. But they would come. How's your mom and dad? When you feed them and you feel that belly and they say, well, I know they coming. And because I know they coming, I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna be somebody. And that, I'm so passionate about that. I have my fridge where I store food items because I had a student that came in one day and she said, Ms. McLean, she said, do you have some crackers or something like that? I said, sure. So I said, if you look in the drawer, So I'm thinking she's just gonna take maybe one pack or whatever. So she said, well, how many can I have? I said, well, how many you think you need? It was about 6 in there, so she took it all but 2. It's not for now. She says, it's just so when I get home, so I have something to eat. So I said, okay. So I didn't mess with it. But the very next day, and the day after that, and she kept coming. So I said to finally, I said, look, I said, what's going on? Do you need food? And she told me. And you just make light of it. It's not an embarrassment when they trust you. Services, again, money, social workers, counselors. That's what we need. So that's what that money can do. With the kids, it's about lifting, and it's about guiding, and then it's also about speaking the truth. And speaking the truth in terms of what we're missing in terms of resources. Poverty is real, and we're still trying to climb our way out of it. And if all they have is this high school base, then give us all that we need in this high school base.
Those kids who have those parents that are struggling, we got to pick those kids up. We cannot sit there and say everybody pick themselves up by their own bootstraps and most of them walking around bootless. We can't do it. How you gonna do that? We have a responsibility to the youth. I want our community to be made whole. And I think that $26 million is a step in the right direction. What we gotta do is give back. And the way we give back financially is pull this money down from the state and put it back into our school system.
The goal was to find stakeholders that really wanted to help advance education for our kids. So what we decided to do was, okay, each person is going to take a board member. We'll start with the board members, and then we'll work our way to the commissioners. I got Miss Maynard, and I called Miss Maynard up. Hey, how you doing? I asked her, how much was she aware of Leandro? What do you know about Leandro? Well, she didn't know a whole lot, okay? She said, well, I know we had the lawsuit, but that was pretty much all. She really didn't know the intricate parts of it. So I began to share with her. I said, well, what if I told you thus and thus, and that here we are again, some 20-something years later. You remember when the lawsuit was filed? She said, yeah. I said, okay. I said, well, we won our case, but we didn't get the money, okay? We don't have the money. And she was in agreement with me. You know, I said, so what I have before you, I said, I have a resolution. And this resolution is asking you, first of all, I said, do you believe that we need the money? Do you believe that our students have been denied? Yes, yes. So she said, well, tell me about the resolution. So I read it to her.
My name is Nakia Bell. I attended Hoke County High School between August of '94 through May of 1998. So I cheered for Hoke County High School my entire time here, from the 9th grade through the 12th grade. You can still find my varsity pictures hanging up in Buck Alley. That's a sense of pride if you've been to Hoke County High School. You know where Buck Alley is located and what that means to have photos in Buck Alley. Homecoming is a big deal here. There's a great sense of pride no matter what year you came to attend Hoke County Schools. Now I have an 11th grade daughter that attends Hoke County High School, and the school is still economically disadvantaged. This has been going on for decades at this point. As an adult, thinking about the Leandro case versus maybe as a teenager or a young adult hearing about it, and just knowing what the impact of things changing can do for our youth and those that live here in the community, it is monumental. And I don't see how anyone that is aware of this case can't agree and feel the same way. I just think that it takes a village. It's not just left up to the parents. It's not left up just to the administrators and the teachers. Everyone as a whole within the community have to come together and agree that this is a situation and it's a serious matter and it needs to be addressed.
The state law says we has one, and our case law says we have a responsibility, the state does, to fund all these school systems. And they can do it. We have the money, we just need to do it. Each child get to start at the same starting line with the same competent certified teachers, the same well-trained principals, the same resources, equitable and adequate resources.
This is a community we're talking about. And when I go back to the doctor, and every time I walk in the grocery store, wherever I go, I want to be met with the same level of care that I feel like I invested.
A lot of people talk about the fact that it's not about money, but the fact is, it is about money. This case is about money because you're not going to get qualified teachers, qualified principals, and the resources you need to be successful for our kids and not have money. You can't do it. It's impossible. So it is about money. It is about making sure that the money flows down to the different counties that needs it.
Oh my gosh, you would see kids being empowered. You would see kids empowering others. You would see kids who understood what it means to give back. That when someone invests in you, you invest in your community. And they will tell their story. If we were able to say to that kid, you know, because you are such an awesome kid and you have such a gift, we want to help nurture that gift. You know, and in nurturing that gift, it gives them a sense that my community, that whole frame thought right there, my community invested in me. And when I thought nobody loved me, that teacher said to me, John, you could do it. Jackie, you could do it. And that's what gives you hope. So when you give hope to a child, that road becomes endless to them. Because when you tell a kid that he can do something, he believes you. Be it resolved that the Hoke County Board of Education requests that the North Carolina General Assembly fully enact the policy and funding reforms included in the Leandro plan to ensure that all North Carolina students have access to a sound basic education by the 2028 school year.